Good evening. You will no doubt be familiar with seeing me come this way in the morning, but not today. Today we have had heavy rain and weather warnings for wind, so I didn't go out during the day, but it should be clearing up this evening and through tomorrow, so if I've got this right, I should avoid any further patches of heavy rain. Not much that I can do about the wind, but that should be calming down overnight and into tomorrow. This will be slightly different to my normal videos where I walk about during the day, because the sun is currently setting, which means it will be getting dark soon, and I will be walking about during the night. Should be an interesting experience. Just coming into Padstow, wondering if I can get these bats on the camera. It's coming up for 10 o'clock and it will be getting dark imminently, I guess. Not really filmed at night before, so I don't know what this will end up being like on the camera. I've still got like plenty of light to see by at the moment, but it's quickly approaching time to switch on the torch. Stop just briefly, put on a high-vis top and have torches at the ready, so hopefully well prepared for what it's going to be like walking in the dark. So this is like one last adventure before I start back at work after my 2 weeks off. Unfortunately, the weather has been a bit disappointing in these 2 weeks. It's been kind of difficult to do a lot, although I have done quite a bit already. Don't know exactly how far I'm going to walk tonight going into tomorrow. We shall see how it goes. I'm hoping this won't mess up my sleep pattern too much. Had to get like a couple of hours sleep during the day so that I could come out in the evening. But that means I will probably have to be awake for over 24 hours. Before I go to sleep and then wake up on Monday morning ready to work. I'm sure it will be fine. I won't regret this at all. Can see what is most likely Venus in the sky over there, the evening star. Venus, of course, orbits closer to the sun than the Earth does, which is why we see it near the sun in the sky in the morning and the evening. Not sure how recent the rain was. If all the plants are wet, then I should probably walk along the beach to avoid wet legs. Probably a good idea to do that. So I was using a hand torch a moment ago. Switched to the head torch now, which I think is a bit brighter. Again, I'm not sure what this is going to be like on the camera though. Expect it may be quite a bit too dark for the GoPro. Can always try dual wielding torches. I don't know which one's better actually, like head torch, hand torch, both torches. Going through the dark and scary trees. So the problem with the head torch, at least for me, because I need to wear glasses, I get like glare from the light because it's just right on top of my glasses basically, which is a bit annoying. Oh, frog. Careful not to step on anything. Don't like the thought of harming little creatures like that. It's not the first one that I've seen, actually. I saw one coming along the beach back there. So definitely keeping an eye out for anything underfoot. So just about coming to the top of the cliff. Very windy over this side. glass over there. It's kind of exciting. That wind. The wind is pretty rough though. A little while back coming around the cove where it was just, the wind was like so strong I could hardly move through it. I've seen a couple more frogs up on the cliff here. Kind of interesting that they get up in a place like this. Plenty of snails out on the path as well. Here's another one. It's really interesting actually. See a lot more little creatures out during the night. The wind is probably gonna pick up a bit along the top here. I can tell you already with complete confidence the audio in this video is going to be terrible. Wind. What's that? Might have been a rabbit. I only saw its eyes as it ran away. Most likely rabbit. If there's anything that makes me uneasy up here, it's not being here in the dark, it's just the wind. It's like not being able to hear what's around you, because all you can hear is like the screaming of the wind in your ears. To avoid falling in. Not that there is any danger of that happening whatsoever. Rabbits. Coming down the path into Trebone. I don't suppose there's any hope of getting out of the wind anytime soon. Just has to go down as part of the fun, I suppose. wonder if you can see the stars on the GoPro. Probably the exposure time is not long enough. Just switched my torch off for a minute to look up at the sky. If I can see the stars, then I know the sky is kind of clear of clouds at the moment, so probably no danger of imminent rain, at least. I think I'll get a quick snack and drink before I continue on through the dark. Currently on Harlyn Beach. Now I'm realising I don't have a very good way of telling where I am on this beach in the dark. So I think I should go up to the road. That's a safer option. Can walk up the road a bit and rejoin the path, which is probably better than trying to walk across the beach in the dark. I suppose it's not too bad if I were just to have walked like quite close to the cliffs on my left, but this way is probably still better. Problem I have though is every time I come up here I forget which road it is that goes back to the path. I have completely missed that on like 2 or 3 occasions. Looks like I got the right one this time. It's about midnight right now, so solar midnight I think is in about 1 hour from now, which would be the darkest point of the night. That is not the same as midnight on the clock, because we are currently in British summertime, and also because the sun doesn't hit the highest point in the sky at 12 o'clock anyway. At least not right here in this area. Hope I was right about the wind calming down, because it just continues to be quite bad. I think the worst of the gusts would have been yesterday, but still been a few spots tonight where it's not been very nice, to say the least. Maybe it calms down in a few hours, maybe it doesn't. I think the head torch has been getting relatively dimmer than the handheld one. I don't know how long the head torch lasts on like the strongest setting. I have another fully charged one in my bag, so and switch it over if it seems like it's dying. Speaking of things dying, I was wearing like a cheap fitness tracker thing that I used to use to count my steps on my wrist. I just felt it buzz, and it's just told me, hey, you reached 5,000 steps. Which, I don't know, earlier it was on like 20,000 or something. So that's managed to reset itself at some point. I was interested to see how high the step count goes, depending on how far I walk. So I think it only shows like 5 digits. I wanted to know what happens if you get to 99,999 and then take one more step. But that's clearly not going to happen if it's reset itself. But never mind about that. Last time I wore it, I had the same issue, which I got up to a high number of steps. I don't remember what it was on, but it reset itself. And it was annoying because like was back then like trying to see what my highest step count in a day was, and on that day I think it was like it was on track to go to 90,000 or something by the end of the day. But because it reset itself, I never found out what the step count was at, because I don't know what it was on before it got reset. So I think the problem that I had with that tracker before is because it only has like a touch screen. It would sometimes like activate, start pressing things when it was inside my sleeve. I did have it in my sleeve a little while ago, and then I took it out. So either I accidentally pressed something when I was removing it from my sleeve, or it was just doing something by itself. More likely the latter, because I was being careful not to touch it, just in case it was doing something like that. But anyway, nothing that I can do about that now. The only thing it's good for at this point is telling the time. maybe a bit less so right here. I've seen the lighthouse so many times, but I've never actually seen the light on, because I've only been here during the day. It's really cool to actually see it on. The edge of the cliff somewhere over to my right. Got plenty of space really, but just have to be mindful of how you're walking in wind. I can tell you, basically like walking through saltwater rain. There was a tent up in the field back there. Wouldn't really want to be trying to sleep in this wind. Not being able to get like even slightly out of the wind for the last 2 hours. I think just coming down the cliff here is slightly sheltered. If I could get out of the wind for a minute, it just means... Oh, my torch is gone again. That happened earlier. What was I saying? Yeah, if I could just get out of the wind for a minute, it's easier to get like a drink and a snack without cooling down too much. The torch is back again. I guess there's not much wind inside the telephone box there. Probably impossible to try and talk about anything with the wind like this. Oh. Okay, I just caught my foot on one of the plants and flung some muddy water on the back of my ankle. Nice. It's not in my shoe, but well, it's still really dark. Anybody got any ghost stories? I guess you could share them in the comments. Unfortunately, I have no stories to tell right now. I can tell you what is going to be scary though. When I finally get to take off this head torch, and then I'll just have this big red mark on my forehead. Feels like some light rain coming in. I know there are a few patches that will be going across the coast during the night. Wasn't sure if I'd be running into them or not. Rabbit. Lots of red lights over that way. Maybe Newquay Airport. To apologise if like it seems I'm just filming random bits and pieces, which I am doing, but this is why because it's far too windy. keep losing the path in the dark. I know where I am in the section with all the gorse, which means the path is down to my right, or there's another path to my left. To be fair, I was walking on the less well-walked path. Which sometimes I lose that one in broad daylight anyway. Okay, I really was losing the path a bit for a while. I got out the GPS just to be safe. Don't really want to lose the path at night when you cannot see the path. Sky is starting to brighten towards the north, so sun will be rising in a couple of hours. I think I can kind of like just shower on the floor here behind this wall. I will probably get out of the wind a bit here, so I guess this is where I eventually get to stop to get something to drink and eat out of the wind. Continuing on. Sky is very quickly starting to lighten up. Starting to get light enough to where I can see. Down on the beach. Have plenty of visibility though. Not like the last beach I crossed. Or the long one anyway. At Constantine. That was just like, couldn't see a thing besides my torch anyway. Light. My torch and head torch are temporarily useless. Nice big puddle. Wonderful steps. Fast approaching the obsolescence of these torches. Can basically see fine without them already. again, I don't know about the camera because the GoPro is not so great in low light. Going through another patch of rain. That one earlier only lasted a couple of minutes. Maybe this will be the same. From what I could tell on the forecast, it looked to be very patchy. Just like small, isolated rain showers. So if that's the case, it shouldn't last too long. I think it tried to get heavy, but the clouds are just passing far too quickly, so I'm not really getting wet from any rain that does come through, because it just doesn't last long enough. Torch is just no longer really doing anything, at least in my eyes. That's what I've had to deal with all night long. This wind. So it's about 5 o'clock. Oh, it's about 5 o'clock. Wind. Between tripping over and getting absolutely destroyed by the wind, I'm not sure I'm going to get a chance to talk. So take 3. It's about 5 o'clock. I have, at this point, definitely survived the night. It's getting plenty light outside now. And that looks like rain over there, potentially coming my way. Yeah, that was an interesting experience, being out in the dark for however many hours it was. I guess in all about 6 or so hours of darkness. Wind is not fun. Anyway, what I found really cool about coming out and doing this at night is just seeing a lot of creatures that you wouldn't see during the day. Like, there are those bats, frogs, a lot more snails, loads of rabbits. And for me, seeing all the rabbits is particularly nice because whenever I walk through these places, like, you can tell that rabbits live there, but you don't normally see them. A bit of light rain just coming down. Imagine again, it will just pass relatively quickly. I think I can get rid of the head torch now. Hasn't been doing any good for quite a while, so I am assuming that I now have a big red mark on my forehead. Hopefully it's not too bad. Tried to check on my phone camera. I don't think I've got too much of a red mark on my forehead, but there was a bit of red there at least. So, world, do you have more rain for me? That rain might be missing me, you know. Thought I felt a few droplets, but not sure it's coming precisely in this direction. Oh, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Can feel some rain now. Some of these wind gusts are just ridiculous. Then all of a sudden, it's relatively calm. See, I hadn't thought to look behind me until I just happened to glance back now. See the sun rising over there. Seems like a nice morning right now. Just waiting for the wind to kick up again. Here it comes. Rabbits. Clean my glasses off because they're absolutely filthy. So the sea spray, because of the wind, I'm realizing right now that probably was a large component of the glare that I was getting with that head torch. It's just because there's so much stuff on my lenses that will be like reflecting some of the light. Well, it appeared to just be smearing it all around at first, but I think it's made a lot of difference, at least. I can see quite nicely now. You know what I really love? It's when you bite the inside of your cheek and then like it will swell up a bit, which only makes you bite it again easier. I seem to be stuck in a cycle of doing that at the moment. Far too much information on here to like get it all on camera. Doesn't seem to be so easy to follow the footpath. Like, I don't know where it went from down by that harbour. My brain is so confused right now about like whether I'm supposed to be tired or not. So I essentially woke up 12 hours before I normally would, since I woke up like 6 o'clock yesterday evening. So I've been awake for like 13.5 hours. But I'm so confused, like, what does that mean? So I'm not supposed to get tired till like 10 o'clock at night. So I don't really know, like, am I just going to start feeling really tired in a few hours, or I want to slide down that. Would you believe, literally every time I've eaten something today, I've bitten the inside of my cheek. It's really annoying. I can just taste blood in my mouth. I suppose while I'm here, you get down around that next headland. Get a decent view to the south from over there. Golf course. Well, I managed to go all this time without getting wet, and then it just suddenly came in and now I'm soaked. I think the rain is just about passing. You can see it's all in that direction now. Got a bit of clear sky over here. The way there is Crantock. As for me, I guess I'm going to be heading back that way. I guess the one saving grace today and last night is that the wind speed has been high enough that whenever the rain comes in, it's never very long-lived. So despite me getting wet just now, I don't think I'm going to take long to dry off. Every time the rain came in during the night, it was just over so quickly that I didn't really even get wet. Guess I will find my way to the bus station, which is somewhere in this direction. Now walked over 60k. So nice little walkabout, I guess. Another 20 minutes before the first bus going my way. So sit down quickly and get some stones out of my shoes. So anyway, as I dig any remaining stones out of my shoe, because apparently there was still more after I took the shoes off, took the soles out, bashed them all out. It was probably like in my sock, which is great. And now it's probably just a good time for me to end the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.